Hey guys, what's going on? Time for another YouTube video. Today is an unboxing video of a product that was just sent to me, and I wanted to go through it with you guys. Being in the outdoor space, we do a lot of videography, both above and below the water, for everything from underwater drones to inline cameras, and this is a new inline camera. So I wanted to go through this with you guys, and we're going to see if this is something that will actually work for what we do. But before I get into this unboxing here, if you guys can do me a favor, click subscribe down below. Also, if you haven't yet, hit the get notifications bell. That'll make sure our videos get into your feed when we do a new one. So we're stepping away from rods and reels and lures for just a minute here, because this is the Canfish fishing camera. Okay, so this thing here is basically an inline camera that will help you get underwater strike shots or lure moving shots. And that is, important for a lot of things, especially when we're shooting trolling segments. We just used one. I used my previous version that I had in British Columbia when we were trolling for coho salmon. And it's amazing to get an opportunity to watch not only your lure action, but also how the fish respond to it. And we had a chance to do that. My problem with my previous generation that I used, and it was not from this company, was the fact that it only shot in 720. So let's just unbox this thing and we will see exactly what's going on. So came in the mail, nice packaging, very typical. All right, so when I look at this and I'm looking at the features on it, I'll show you guys the box so you can kind of see it. Okay, so this is saying it's 136 degree ultra wide angle, which is important, especially if you have lures that move a lot or to catch fish coming in from either side. The other thing they're saying, it's got a biostream design. I'm going to assume that means that it moves through the water with very little resistance, which is important as well. And the battery life, actually very impressive. It's supposed to be 138 minutes on a full charge. It also breaks up your clips. It has intelligent segmentation and a full HD and light correction. So that's kind of cool. Now, POV under waterproof. This is waterproof to 656 feet. I mean, really what I'm thinking, interestingly enough, is I'll be heading to Panama to shoot a jigging episode. And it's really tough to get underwater footage of the proper movement of, say, slow pitch or light pitch, or even just butterfly jigging in general. This is something I'm probably going to be bringing with me to see if we can't capture that. Obviously, it's hands-free operation. The signal, it says 164 feet, and I'm going to assume that is above the water because no Bluetooth works below water. I don't care what they advertise to you. And wireless charging, which that's a big bonus because my previous generation camera also had a wire with a very unique charging port that if I lost that wire, I'd never be able to charge it. So here we go. This is the box. Open this up. Empty box. Got 3 boxes here, and we will see what's going on. They got instructions in here. There is a QR code so that you can, if you need to, go to their page and look at instructions. It's also one for Facebook right there. All right, so simple instructions, camera tips, disclaimer, safety tips. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward stuff. Let's see what's in here. Oh, wow. Okay, here's the camera. This is the camera itself right here. It's actually a lot lighter than my previous generation that I had as well. On, off, let's see what this is. So it's got a little switch here. Pause video before turning off. Off and okay. Okay, this might be the on-off switch of the actual, yes it is. So a little light goes on. You can see that flashing right there. Okay, so you have an on-off switch. So the previous gen that I was using was actually water activated, which is kind of cool as well, because it's not going to run when it's out of the water, and it's going to run only when you have it in the water being used. This one has an on and off switch, and it has a really nice positive click to it, so it's not going to be easily moved from the on to off position. All right, camera itself, nice. Looks like a little set screw at the back end of the camera right there. There's a set screw. And the front end, there's that wide angle lens. That is that 136 degree lens, which is going to give you a good wide beam. Now, let's see. Little box here. Okay, let's see what's in this one. Okay, this is a float of some sort. Actually, know exactly what this is for. You would be able to, just by looking at it, set your camera up in this float. And I already know where I want to use this. This will be in rivers or moving water situations or getting a down look at a fish. You can take this now. Right away, I'm thinking about this. I can tie off to this little ring right here. There's a ring right there, you can see. I can cast this over top of a bedding fish or drift it down a river on a rod and get a downward perspective, bird's eye view essentially, of either the bottom, the structure, the fish, anything that I want can be done with this little float here. That's kind of cool. I like that. There is another box here. This is your charging kit based on the icon I'm seeing on here. So standard USB-C. Standard USB-C cable, great, because we all have them now. I mean, even iPhones are running USB-C now. And, okay, a little charging base. So this little base here has the USB-C plug right there, and you will simply set it right into there. So that's about as easy as it gets. And this is a lot harder to lose than a little cable that was super thin on my previous generation. So it comes with a charging base and cable. You've got this float right here, and you've got this. So now I want to see if I can dig into some of the specifics of this. Obviously, we are in Canada, and it's a little snowy and frozen right now. So I'm not going to be able to do some tests, but I am heading to Panama in a month, and that's when I'm going to give you guys a video look of what the quality is. But all right, switch on and off, connect and operate. All right, so there is a link at the bottom. There's some QR codes to get you all set up for everything this thing can do. So big thing for me, this CamX fishing cam is full 1920 by 1080. It is super wide angle. It has internal memory. These are all things that I look for when it comes to something that I'm going to take on the road. I don't want it to be too cumbersome. It's probably the one reason why I don't do a lot of international travel with my underwater drone. This is a beautiful option. If I pair this with some of my DJI Osmo Action 4s and 3s that I travel so often with, this is going to be a great addition. I can't wait to get this to Panama, put it in a spread when we're on billfish or mahi or tuna. I mean, I can only imagine. And then again, obviously, if you're running something like this, I always recommend running heavier main lines because you don't want to lose the camera. Fine if your leader breaks and you lose the fish, but really if you're looking to capture strikes, something like this run with a Power Pro braid tied to the main line, like down in Panama, I will run this on a rod that is spooled up with 65 or 80 pound Power Pro. And then I will run a lighter leader, not super light. I can run 40 pound or 50 pound test and, you know, try to get the strike, try to fight the fish in. But in reality, when it comes to cameras like this, it's all about the fish's behavior, the lure movement, and the strike. Because things become so violent when you hook a fish and the fish is tossing his head back and forth that sometimes the footage becomes rather unusable. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to work out. So I'm going to use the QR code here. All right, so it's opening up on my app here. Hopefully you guys can see this. There it is there. That was using the QR code on the front. User manual, packing list, iOS download. So there is, let me download this now. So let's just run through what the connectivity is. So when I clicked on the link, that goes right there. I'm going to get that. Connect Fishing CamX camera. Turn it on. Indicator will flash yellow. So I'm going to slide on the power. You take that little switch, slide it forward. In the front there, you can see there is a yellow light on. It says then the camera will beep for a few seconds. There it is. There was the beep. And will stay on flashing. So you can see that right there. That's flashing. A few seconds after the camera successfully turned on, Wi-Fi will be enabled automatically for 5 minutes. Jump to the Wi-Fi connection interface on the phone. Canfish should be what it is. So you go to your Wi-Fi, you click Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, sorry, connect. There it is right there in the Wi-Fi. I'm going to select that. So this works the same way as my drone does. Actually, as one of my cameras, my Z cams do the same thing. So it's going to connect to that network. I got a blue check mark, that easy. So we're going to go back to the app. Enter. So entering the camera comes up when you're connected. There it is there. All right, so if you guys want to see what it looks like. Okay, a little bit of latency, but nothing crazy. Super wide. I mean, this thing is literally 10 inches from my face, and that's what you're getting. So it's going to have good coverage of what we're doing. Colors look really good on it. Auto white balance is good. Okay, so you can set on this, there's a bunch of settings at the bottom as well. So you can adjust from what I can see. It's recording right now. I can stop recording by touching the button. I can set it to different durations that I want the recording clips to be. And the last thing I want is giant long clips. So you can set it from 30 minutes down to 1 minute. So for me, I think 5 minutes is a nice manageable size that I don't have to download all of the files. And then if I go to settings, okay, so there's 14.5 gigs of internal memory on this CamX. And to format it is very simple. You go to your settings. The first setting up on top is format memory card. You can choose it to loop record, which is great, which means it will loop record and then overwrite anything new. But then when you stop recording, it saves that loop. You can adjust the brightness of the fill light. You can take off the timestamp watermark, which I recommend. That is at the bottom there. Do not leave your timestamp on, it just ruins footage. And Wi-Fi frequency band, you can go 5 gigahertz. It defaults in 2.5. So there you have it. That is the new Canfish CamX. That's a full review and it looks really good. I mean, everything looks great. It's working. Hopefully, I will get this thing down to Panama and get you guys some amazing footage of strikes and fish and environments. And if I can do that, I think we're all going to be better off. This is very, very interesting. So there you have it, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. If you guys could do me a favor, click subscribe down below. That'll make sure that our videos get into your feed. And if you haven't already, hit the get notifications bell. That will make sure that when we do a new one, you get to see it. So hope everybody's staying safe. I hope you guys are all having fun. And most importantly, I hope you guys are all catching fish. We'll talk to you soon.